Hi guys, welcome back to episode number 33 of Patrick's Parabox. We're going to jump into the second appendix today, which is called Extrude, I think it was called. Yes, Extrude. So, yeah, only 8 in this one, so it'll be quite interesting. So, Hugo made a comment actually on the previous episode about the symbol at the top, because I thought it was like something you click on. Actually, it's sort of like some... It is some way... So yeah, it's kind of a way to almost tell you what is going on. So yeah, that's quite interesting. I did sort of wonder at the time of like when we were playing this, I did think to myself, you know what, it would be really cool if like this was a thing where you kind of like push off the wall on the other side and push the block up a wall. Yeah, that's really cool. But this one, I think we're going to have to do that first, then push it off there, then push it off there. Actually, we're probably going to want to push this off first, then push it off there. Just like that. Okay. I'm interested to see how this will behave. I'm assuming that would just push into there, which would then mean... I'm sure it's not going to be this simple, right? Well, I mean, that is pretty cool. You gotta admit, that's pretty cool. Right, so what can we do differently here then? Look, I think now that we're in this situation, there's not really a lot more we can do there. Because in effect, we kind of want to... It's going to do exactly the same thing, isn't it? I could do that all day. That's so satisfying. Yeah, in effect, we need to transfer into here from the top, don't we? So I think this might be a bit of a red herring. In that we probably just want to set these up at the bottom. Oh. Yeah, but we can't do that, can we? Oh, we can. Yes, we can. Yeah, so that bit was a red herring. Okay. Next up. Then we need to put this up here. But before we do that, we need to get this off the bottom. Put it in the middle will be a good shout. We need to do this from within the block, don't we? How can we stop that then from... Something like that, but we would need the block to be... It's got to be the blue block. The blue block is the one that we've got to use to move it across. We don't have any other options there. We have to do it from... So based on what we just did, is there a way we can consume this? Go. It's almost like we need to use it to get it in this position, but then be able to go back into the block. What if these were the other way around? No. Oh no, hold on. Why am I doing this? Because surely if I can block that to there, come back into here, all I have to do is that. Oh my goodness. I was so fixated on that blue block. Okay, so we're here. Okay. So that's the thing we could do. Why would we use this block here though? This one with a corner piece. The only thing I can think is that we do this. Okay, that was interesting. Not really what I expected, but interesting nonetheless. That's the sort of thing I need to do. So I think I need to push this one in. No. Then I need to be able to... Because we transfer into there, that's fine. We just need to be able to sort of like then transfer into this block. So I'm thinking... I don't think that one wants to go in first. I think I've got the idea, just not the execution at the minute. I mean, let's just play around with it here, because we don't really need to go all the way into there to play around with this, do we? See, my idea was... Let's set it up again. Something on the lines of like this. Out to there, but to do that we would need to... transfer, isn't it? Trying to think logically about what we need to do. We need to stay in the block. Do we need to stay in the block? So I think we need to do something like this. I don't know actually. Because then pushing that's going to push that off the side. Yeah, see it. There's nothing to stop that there. Which makes me then think we've got to utilise... this. that corner block. I'm not seeing it at the minute. Okay, I've had another 5 minutes looking at this, and I think we've got the solution now. So this is really clever. I was playing around with it out here and managed to come up with like this configuration. So let's do the puzzle from scratch. I can remember. Memory is not great, as most of you know. So, we do this, and then what we actually do is we push it all the way in, all the way to the end, and now we start making advantage of like pushing back on ourselves. So, we push the first block, and that pushes that out. And then we actually push this one up, so that we're using the top edge of that block and the middle, so that they push against each other to push us then into this block while still being in this open block. Very, very clever puzzle indeed. Very, very clever indeed. Alright, number 6. Alright, we're dealing with clones here. Flipped clones as well. Okay, so that puts us over here. Which is all good, but that is not good, because that is a trapping. Not sure why we need to flip it. Oh, I do probably see why we need to flip it. We need to flip this again, actually. The reason we need to flip it is so that we can push it up against that edge and then come out of here. That still doesn't help us there, does it? Because the issue here now is that's the right orientation for the exit. From this position here, well, no we're not. We can just push it off the top. Ignore me. Ramblings of an old man. Doors are shut. Creepy. Okay. Now I need to remember how paradoxes work. Well, they certainly don't work like that. Okay, so that's that. We can't push it against there. We can't push against there. We would need to push it against here. No, because that's then blocked off. Ah. So. I need to remember what we do here. Because genuinely I can't remember. I need to create a double paradox, don't I? So... I think I'll probably do it like this. I don't know how we'd do that though. I was thinking we would push this into here, but we got no way to... I mean, the only sort of place I can do that is like here, right? In effect, I've got two here. Yeah, but then that blocks off our exit. Which is why we need to paradox on these two on the right. Right, so we know how to get this out now, the paradox. So I think if we put this over here, push this out here, that would move our paradox block. Then if we do this and do that, then do that, we can exit there, and we can get to the exit. Okay, I got it. I got it. Alright, we've got one more. So only one of... Okay, this is interesting. These blocks. This is interesting. Okay, let's restart. Remember our order. I think it's the same order as what we had from when we were doing our challenge puzzles the other day. It's normal, bad, dash, and V. Now 1, 2, 3, and 4. Don't remember, it wasn't the live stream saw us with this puzzle. Basically, there is an order to the way the Patricks move. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Obviously, we can't move to the left. Interesting. So we need to basically line them all up here. do we need to flip their order? Okay, we can't do that. But yeah, my sort of feeling here is if we flip the order... not even that works. Problem is, once we lose these blocks in that yellow blocks, that's it. They're gone. They're toast. We can't use them anymore. That's pretty neat. So the trick is to stack them and send them all through at the same time. Interesting question. That was an interesting question. Anyway, yeah, there we go. So that is extrude completed. And tomorrow we'll go on to our final appendix section, which is called Inner Push. We're at 342 of 364, so only another 22 puzzles to go. So, assuming the next appendix isn't too difficult, tomorrow could be the last traditional episode of this. I said we'll be doing the challenges in another live stream. So, yeah, make sure you come back tomorrow for what could potentially be the final episode of Patrick's Parabox. But until next time, happy gaming.